Hi, this is Shashi Solluna, and I'm going to answer a question that so many people are asking, which is, what is Tantric Sexuality? So, good question to ask, and let's dive right in there. So, Tantric Sexuality usually comes about when people start searching for a more meaningful experience in their physical intimacy. Many people kind of have this sense of like, is this it? There must be a little bit more to it than this. Some people have an accidental tantric experience. They're just like making love the way they always did, and then suddenly they feel themselves expanding. They feel connected to something bigger than them. They feel energy flowing through, something a little bit different. And that makes them go searching to find out what is Tantra. For others, they're just a bit bored with sex, or they're just certain there's more to it, and they may also go searching for Tantra. For some people, they have a sexual, physical, human experience in one part of them, and another part of them has a spiritual life through yoga, meditation, some kind of spirituality, and yet they don't know how to reconcile these two, especially if they've been listening to some kind of spiritual philosophy that judges or condemns the sexual human experience. Those people may also find themselves drawn to Tantra, looking for answers. So many different reasons that we can end up in Tantra and looking to find out what really is Tantric Sexuality. You may have heard about ejaculation control and not ejaculating during sex. Is that what Tantric sex is? It can be, it's not the whole picture. In fact, sometimes it's a little bit of a distraction. The reason that is so focused on, well, first of all, that's so unusual in normal sex because the whole goal is to reach that point of ejaculation, then it's finished. Or climax if you're a woman. But in Tantra, when we let go of this goal, and instead of having some kind of release orgasm where you ejaculate or you come or you climax, instead of that kind of like, and it's finished, Tantrics learn how to let that same pleasure and energy rise up through the body. So instead of having a small genital orgasm and release, you start to have a full body orgasmic feeling, a feeling like your whole body is alive with energy and pleasure and something bigger than you. Now, what happens then is very exciting. Yes, there may be no ejaculation, no climax, but there's way more than that. What is there? Well, there's this feeling of the body being flooded with energy. Sometimes the whole body is shaking or waving, moving as this energy pulses up through it. There can be emotional release as the heart cracks open, tears and a feeling of relief and opening up the heart. And the energy can also rise up into the brain and expand your mind, and suddenly you're seeing like beyond your ordinary everyday reality. You're seeing the divine in your partner, you're connected to something bigger than you, you're having a mystical experience during your lovemaking or stimulated by your lovemaking. And this is what Tantric Sexuality is all about. Instead of that just being accidental, how do we find the science of that? How do we find the step-by-step process to take us there so that we can have a more rich and fulfilling love life? So it's not just about learning not to ejaculate. In fact, some people make a big mistake there by like squeezing really hard and trying not to ejaculate and thinking that's Tantra. That can actually be bad for the body. So don't get hooked up on that. The point is actually to learn how to draw energy up through the body, and not ejaculating is just a side effect of that. It's not the intention of the whole thing. So this is something that we are learning to unlearn. We're learning to let go of the goal of the climax, that kind of like release, even though that feels so wonderful to so many people because it's a release of tension. It also releases our incredible energy, and it's gone, and afterwards you don't feel like having sex anymore and you just want to fall asleep. So instead of that, we want to know, how do we pull that up through the body, and how is that going to open our heart and give us altered states of consciousness? And that starts to create very mystical experiences that you can share with your beloved during lovemaking. And that is what Tantric sex is all about.